What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. I'm not sure which episode this is. We're back in our Freightliner XL Classic, and we are going to that city that I cannot pronounce, which is Tucumcari is how I'm going to pronounce it. So it should take us about 7 hours to get there. They're going to give us 14 hours. We don't need fuel. We got fuel in, I believe, our last delivery. My last episode, it was quite messed up with the audio. The audio was quite messed up, so screw it. I couldn't really, I don't know what was going on in the last episode, but let me just skid over here. I don't know why I turned off my blinker. Alright, let me get back to what I was talking about. My audio was quite screwed up. Not exactly sure what was going on. Ended up just moving the mic closer to my face. It wasn't really that far, but I turned up the recording volume. I turned up a lot of stuff, so we'll see if it sounds a little bit better. Not sure exactly what I did to, mess up the audio from last time, but from the episode before last, I didn't really change anything, so I don't understand why it sounded so, I don't know, so quiet. If you're listening through headphones, you can hear what I'm saying, you can hear everything. But if you're listening to it without headphones, I had to turn up my computer volume pretty high in order to hear it. In order to hear it comfortably, and the truck wasn't too loud and everything. I don't know, but everything seemed to be too quiet. So I just turned it up a little bit. Did a couple takes like I always do. Hey, it's a fire truck. I've never seen a fire truck in this game. That's pretty cool. Hey, buddy. Prospect. I have never seen a fire truck. I've seen quite a lot of ambulances in this game and cop cars, but I have never seen a fire truck in this game. That's pretty cool. Either that's Jazzy Cat or that's SCS. I know that they're introducing quite a lot of things. I don't know what's up with all the cop cars. I had a I'm still working with a sickness that I have, but I'm trucking through it. I had a mod in that was lowering cop spawns, but for some reason it's not working. Every time I talk about it, there's a cop next to me, there's a cop behind him, cop passing. There's a lot of cops right now. And I believe I turned off automatic engine brake because I'm not hearing the engine brake when I hit the brakes. I just didn't like that I wasn't able to control it myself. But I do believe it does kick on in cruise control automatically to slow you down. I'm not exactly sure though, but I'm thinking it does, because normally it's saving. Hey, it's one of those things. What is this? Farm simulator? What are those things called? Whoa, hello. I don't know what that is. Like I said, it's either SCS or it's Jazzy Cat's new 3.5, I believe, or 3.6. I'm going for it, screw it. couldn't slow down quick enough. I would have been halfway in the middle and then slowly backing up into the lane. So what's this guy doing? Just chilling on the side of the road? At least it's showing them. I don't know if I told you guys in the last episode or not. But I lowered the events. They were quite... I had them pretty high. So I lowered them to, I believe, around 50% is what I would say. There's no percentage, it just has a bar that you can go from low to high, or from none to high, so... But we are going to have to start trucking through other parts, because I want to see if they change any other parts. Hey, look, that guy's passing. He's going to get hit if he doesn't slow down. Dum-dum. So back to what I was saying. I want to see if they changed or updated any other parts of the map, like Arizona, California, Nevada. Just see other areas, just to see if they look any different. I read quite a bit of the news, of the SCS news, just to see more or less what I was missing in what I was telling you guys, or, you know, no, go to 16, there you go. Yeah, like if I was saying misinformation or anything like that. So I just, you know, kind of went back and refreshed my memory on kind of what was going on in the SCS community, and, you know, what's SCS is the maker of the game. If you don't know. So I just wanted to see if the developers of the game were, you know, talking about, you know, possibly, you know, moving forward, just not only with New Mexico, but with other places. I didn't see anything else other than New Mexico, but that, you know, maybe in another year, like I said, they'll change it up. What are you doing, dude? You'd never do that around a blind corner. But hey, you're the law, what am I supposed to do? This one? Yeah. Hey, it's water. What is that? What is this? Not gonna make it. Don't mind me, I'm just making, I'm gonna go with it, unnecessary road. I don't know where this goes, to be honest with you. It's not on the map, but I want to show you around. Get off the phone! I don't know if I'm gonna hit a barricade right here. There it is right there. There's the barricade. It's what I didn't want to hit. Lovely. See what I get for being nosy? We'll back up into that deal there. I think that is a parking garage. I mean, parking spot thing, deal that we can back into, hopefully. I was kind of tired of being behind that highway patrol guy. Really want to wreck my truck here. I gotta see something. It should be fine. Nope. That's the map. So what I get for being nosy is I get stuck in predicaments like this. Not sure if I hit something to our right. Oh, I'm hitting this barricade right here. I didn't even see it. Ouch. What? Screw this. I'm going. I think I'm gonna go this. I think I'm just gonna go out to the roadway. As crazy as that sounds. Like I said, I did this to myself. Copper, how you doing? And my rims on this... Slow down. My rims on this, on the front anyway, are the wrong ones. They're like the, I'll tell you in a second. Oh, don't flip over, don't flip over, don't flip over. Yeah, just don't mind me. Just making mistakes, like... So my front rims are, I believe they're for the oversized trucks. I don't know how I did that, but I gotta change them. The problem with me changing this truck up is when I went into the shop. Well, sorry, I wasn't able to change anything up. The game crashed. So I'm gonna see if I could just change the front rims. If I can't, then we're gonna have to live with, or you know, you guys obviously saw them, and I saw them. My OCD saw them, and kind of got a little anxious about it. I don't know why. They're just rims, but they bug me. And then me going down that road right there. I was just nosy. I wanted to see what was down there. But as you could tell, like I was telling you guys in either the last episode or the episode before this, there's no more barricades. You have to like guess as to where they're at. And I don't have any mods in there like other people do, where they can turn them off and say, you know, I don't want to see any barricades because that's not realistic. I kind of want to see the barricades. I should have went in there just to get my achievement, but I'm already far past that. But yeah, so that's the reason I never put the no barricades mod in, was because I didn't want to, you know, hit any walls, because they do cause damage if you're going at a you know, like over 20 or 30 miles an hour. They'll cause damage, and then you'll have a cargo damage on your, you know, when you go to deliver the order. So yeah, that's why I never put it on. But it seems like as soon as New Mexico came out, they got rid of them. There could be barricades still in California, Arizona, and Nevada, but in New Mexico, obviously they're not there. So a lot of people are nosy, kind of like I am, and I believe I told you this in an episode, but they went cruising like underneath the map. That was a cool Ford Explorer. That's another rest area right there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they went cruising and went kind of like underneath the map and like along those left side roads, and almost did like they posted a video of it or something on the SCS or on the Steam website. What's that guy doing? Weird. On the Steam website, and not Steam website, but they posted a link on the Steam website, and they showed this guy just bobtailing, no trailer, obviously, going off-road and stuff, and it was showing, you know, how far you can go off-road, and then he went into this, he got himself into a predicament where he was underneath the map, or she, I'm not exactly sure if it was a male or female, who was driving the truck, but I thought it was quite interesting that how far you can go off the road. You know, in my scenario right now, I can only go to probably that fence right there, and then on the left to the fence, but in some areas there's no fence, and that parking lot deal is kind of like the same. There's a road that still continues to go that way, but obviously it's blocked off, so yeah, that was quite interesting. Then I had to figure out how to get out of there. So today for me is Cyber Monday, 27, 28, 27, something like that. I ended up buying a SSD, solid state drive. Well, I opened up my computer first to make sure that I had the same computer that the one I was looking up, that it was, you know, just to make sure it was compatible with my computer, make sure the one I was looking up was the same as mine. So I opened it up and I saw the spot for the SSD. All I got to, it's just plug it in and format it. I'll get that probably tomorrow. By the time you guys see this, I'll probably have already got it. And then I got some DDR4 RAM. I only got a single one because my motherboard only has a single spot. So I got I believe I only got 16 gig, or not 16, 8 gigs of RAM. I wanted to get the 16, but it costs a whole lot more than I could afford. But I've always wanted the SSD, and the SSD was on a sale. 1 terabyte is normally like 200, or depending on which brand you go with, it's about 150 to 200 bucks. Maybe even some of them were even up to 280, 290, just for one terabyte. But I ended up getting it for, I believe it was 129, I believe. What brand is it? Samsung, I think it is. It was on Amazon Prime, one of the best sellers. Engine brake prohibited. Oh yeah? Oh, that's my brake. If I knew where my engine brake was in this truck. I don't know where it's at. What is this? I think that's trailer brake. I don't know. I'm just messing with buttons now. I was gonna obviously turn on my engine brake, but I couldn't find it. I found my parking brake. I believe I mentioned this in one of my recent videos. Sometimes I plug into the top USB and sometimes I plug into the bottom one on the front of my tower. I believe this time I plugged into the bottom one instead of the top, so the preset buttons that I have are different. Oh, that's cruise control. There it is. Oh, it is still the same. It's prohibited here, but I really don't care. I'm gonna break the rules. I'm going way too slow. Was I supposed to turn here? No. I'm not really relying. I mean, I'm not. When I'm talking to you guys, I'm not really paying attention much. I'm looking at the road, obviously, and I'm not really looking at that little map. Hey, it's like a pretty cool little looking ambulance. Hey, I was in one the other day. I should have took a picture when they came to pick me up because it was so awesome. I mean, I wasn't feeling awesome, but like all those lights that they had on. ELS lights, I believe they're called. Electronic or emergency lighting systems. I believe they're both getting on the freeway. No, just one. Call box. I don't see many of those these days. And the ones I do see, like I said in video probably about 5-6 months ago, is most of them are taped off and they don't work anymore. I believe it's that way because they think, I mean, they know that most people have cell phones. But what about the people that don't have cell phones? Because there are a few, you know, older generation people that, like the older generation grandparents that aren't hip to that. I know of quite a few people that don't have cell phones. People in my family, my grandparents don't have cell phones. They're not hip to that. And yeah, but I know a few. Well, I don't personally know, but you know, you see people around where you go, wherever you hang out at, where I hang out at, that don't believe in using stuff like that. They always think that like the government is after them. Like if the government, you know, they're like not hip to Big Brother. I'm like, what kind of car do you have? I have a 2017 whatever. I'm like, well, that's the same thing as owning a car. I mean, owning a cell phone. All the cars these days obviously have a GPS of some sort. Somebody's always watching you. If the government wants to watch you, they're gonna find a way. And like I said, if you don't have a cell phone, most of the cars these days have some sort of GPS in them, XM radio, something like that, where they know where you're at, that has a ping. Should probably look this way as well. Get off the phone! $1,000 fine for littering. I got the hiccups, excuse me. Hey, there's an old truck. Whoa. Yeah, Big Brother's always out there when you have, if you have like a 2000, let's say 5 or 6 or 7 or newer. I'm not exactly sure, but there's some. You know, they started like whenever they started like putting low jack in vehicles or whatever that stuff, XM radio, and all those, you know, TV screens and stuff. That's, you know, unfortunately when they started putting Big Brother in everybody's car. Because some cars, you know, they have that system OnStar where they can turn off the car if it's been stolen. It's so crazy. But I'm getting into a topic that I don't have enough time to talk about. And I really don't want to talk about it anyways. You know what we haven't delivered in a while is cars. Like from Tesla or whatever. They say from Tesla, but you know, like they do have a mod in the game to have like a real car carrier where right above us would be, you know, like a car would be right above us, and it would be like, oh, I don't know what's on the side of the road, but it would be like it would overhang the top of your truck, basically. They have a mod for a car hauler like that. Which I would consider, but, you know, there's not that many jobs for cars, obviously, or I'd be driving them a lot more often. Most of the jobs I have been picking, though, haven't been really based on what I want to drive or what I want to, you know, haul. It's mainly been a little bit of lag there. It's mainly been just to discover more of New Mexico. So I've just been picking random jobs. The only ones that I'm not picking are the ones that have the heavy haul DLC, that have the 3 pivoting points or actuating points or whatever you want to call them, points that are I gotta go back and view whatever that was. Oh, it was a truck getting on the freeway. I thought it was parked there. Excuse me. Just the, you know, the heavy haul DLC. There's apartments down there. I'm going way out of my lane. And a pool. That's pretty cool. There's supposed to be a airport somewhere in New Mexico. I'm guessing it's in Albuquerque, which I believe we already went through. I know there's... I mean, yeah, I think it's in Albuquerque. I'm going to have to recheck that. Going straight. I believe it's in Albuquerque, and it's also an achievement. If you go there, you can discover something's there that you can discover, or you get an achievement. I've only gotten about 40 or 50% of the achievements for this game, so there's quite a lot of achievements that I could get. I mean, they turn into gems and turn into other things that you can use in the Steam store to level up your level up something in the Steam store. I know a lot of people that are higher up. I'm gonna stop at this rest stop, but that are pretty high up in the Steam store. I'm not exactly sure what it's used for. I know that you could buy some games if you have quite a lot, but I just personally don't really I don't really know what they're used for. Pretty cool looking. I mean, I don't know how awesome rest stops can look, but I just like to stop, get that achievement, and keep on going. Is anybody coming? No. I wish they would stop doing this here. Staying on the side of, or waiting to go forward. Waiting to merge. I thought that's something that they would address in the New Mexico DLC. By, you know, either making the lanes longer or something. They could have addressed that in this in the new state where they, you know, had a year or maybe longer to that they worked on this state, that they could have you know, worked on the merging process of getting on the roads. Obviously they can't really do it for all of the places, but they can do it. I mean, they could have done it for this one. 24/7 now open. Well, if it's 24/7 and it's now open, isn't that the same? I would hope that if it's 24 hours, if it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that it's now open. That it's open all the time. It shouldn't say now open. It should say always open. Or it shouldn't say anything about being open. I don't know what I'm getting at. It's an ambulance. I was gonna back up for that guy. Albuquerque West. So I believe we're right on the border. Or pretty close to it. Let me check our map here. We're not frozen. Or we were kind of frozen, but Karma or whatever. Oh, not even close to the border. Well, Clovis is right on the border. That area. So Walmart, Global Mills is another one that is new. Well, what is this? Sleepy Center. Interesting. I might have to record that, why it wants us to go this way and this way. Guess we'll have to figure out when we get there. Maybe it's a bridge. But after we're done, we'll probably go check out this deal here just to see what kind of gas station it is. Okay. So before I started recording, Tucumcari, a blimp. Before I started recording, I went to pick up this load, and it turns out, well, it didn't turn, at the time it turned out that I was trying to pick up the wrong truck. It was the same exact vehicle. Oh, you gotta get over. It was the same exact trailer, but it didn't have the cones around it. I just did not put two and two together. I was like, what's going on? Maybe an advanced trailer coupling is messed up. And then I looked forward, and I was like, oh, it's because I'm at the wrong one. Yeah, it was kind of like one of those brain fart things. I've done that a few times, actually. I'm like, why isn't it hooking up? Because I'm not even on the right one. Electro store. The blimp is moving. This is quite interesting. Looks like we're going like across a border or something. Where it's like, what was that truck? A blimp. Look how far we can see down that road. That's pretty cool. I don't know why it does that. I mean, I know why it does that, because I'm revving it up way too high. Get off the phone! Jeez. lights on the entire time? I did. So does that light turns off? Yeah, that light turned off. Whoa. That's an interesting light. Interior light anyway. So where are we going with this? We're going to the back, I believe. We're going to the back. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Let's pull in here. Try and see if we have the room. Most of the time we don't have the room, but we might. Hey, the train is passing by. Not 4. Not 3. Beep, 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 beep. I had that on for maybe like when I first started playing the game for like 2 episodes, not 2 episodes, 2 plays, and then I was like, nope, can't do it. Oh, I'm turning way too soon. Sort of. I think. Yeah. Let me see. Yep. Alright, let's try this again. Try it again. Dust myself off and try again. Okay, now I can probably start to cut it. That's probably not, that's probably too late. We'll see here in a second. At least so I can go straight, you know, go straight up. Yeah. Cut that a lot. I don't have the room on this side. Kind of doing the same thing. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. See if I can follow it back without the trailer starting to turn. I don't know how close I am to the wall. Pretty close to the wall. Alright, well. I just don't want it to stray any closer to the wall like that. I don't think I'm hitting the top. I think I'm just hitting the side. I'm maybe hitting the top. Well, no, I'm obviously hitting the side. Darn it. There's not enough room in here for any of my mistakes. And I can't cut it too much this way. As much as I want the trailer to go that way, I can't get the angle on it because I'm way too close to this wall. Yeah, it's going to continue to do that. Let's see, maybe it's still close to the wall. I may have to pull out. Pull out! And try again. Because I can't get it away from this wall. I'm still close to the wall. Let me see. I'll be doing the same thing I was doing. Well, maybe. Yeah. What about... I'm getting closer, but I kind of came at this at the wrong angle. I should have kept my truck to as close as I could to those tanks as possible, so I didn't end up in this position where my trailer, where I can't get far enough to the left to allow my truck that angle to come back a little bit more to the right. It's gonna continue to want to maybe stay against the right side. Let's see here. I know this sucks, but might have it right here. Let's see how bad this looks. Put it not parked, but hey, that's what's making all that noise. I'm gonna go with that. That was quite the... I was way too close to the now right side wall. I should have came in as close as I could to those barrel things and those tanks, and at least came in closer to my left side now, so that I wouldn't have to deal with the wall. But I'm gonna take that. Excellent, 379 miles, 9 hours, 40 minutes, 52 gallons consumed, $31,871 with 1,416 XP. We leveled up in our last episode. I am going to go to, in this episode, I'm going to go to this, even though we don't need gas, I'm just going to take a cruise through this deal here. Once I get to here, I'll be fine. I mean, I'll be fine either way. I don't really think I need directions, but for the sake, build up that air. I was gonna turn on, I always want to turn on a bunch of things, but the air, so that, you know, it'll beep, because I think by now they have fixed all the bugs that was going on when the air would just beep for hours and hours and hours, and then you had to eventually just go to the options menu to turn it off because you couldn't build up enough air pressure. But now, You know, it's been a while. That is a realistic sound of a blimp. Sounds like a airplane. Sounds like a propeller plane. Saving. Is that all that exists? Is cops and fire trucks? And cement trucks? Seems like it. In a desolate city, or smaller cities, they should have less cops, because that's what you would really see. You wouldn't see this many police in a city like this. You'd probably see. Whoa, why's my truck moving around? Did I hit a curb or something? Get off the phone! Did you see my truck when we were coming up to this intersection? It was like bouncing left to right, as if we hit a curb. But there's a curb on that side, but I don't think there's a curb on this side. Come on. Are all the churches boarded up? Seems like it. There's people outside. Maybe they're not boarded up. Maybe they just look like that because they can't. They can't, like. It's hard. I guess it's hard for them to do stuff to the windows, so they all look kind of brown. Well, not all of them. Actually, those look like realistic. Look at that guy. Waved his hands in the air, talking to his neighbor. Wow, I stuck. Hey, construction people. Yep. That's a teepee. And there's a plane there for some reason. And more fire trucks and police cars. Wow. Alright, I believe I wanted to go in this way. I just want to see what this looks like. We passed some of them. Ooh, they have back-end spots. Achievement. See, that's what I'd like to do, is back-end my truck. Because that's what people do at rest stops. And if I were to do it, I'd do it like in one of those. I wouldn't do it in an open spot. Because it seems, it's hard to drive when you got outside view. Whatever's happening. Stop here. Get some fuel. And there's also a achievement if you weigh over, I think it's 120,000 pounds or something like that. Which would obviously have to be with the DLC. I know I'm putting my seatbelt on and all that stuff. The sound of I didn't even push the back button to go back. A cool little rest stop. I like places like this. Just for the simple fact that that's what places like this look like. Well, sometimes. I just wish they had more trucks parked. So, you know, there's only there's only a handful of spots open, so that it makes resting or parking in one of these spots pretty tough. But other than that, I mean, it looks pretty awesome. Because over there would be for cars, and over back that way would be for trucks. Something like that. But yeah, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.
Peace out.